Hello, faithful people. I'm Orleen.
I'm Gary.
And we live in our RV full time. We are finishing up on some projects on the inside, and we're starting on some things outside. We even added a new deck. Let's go down that road. We are in the truck because we're on our way looking for some Texas bluebonnets, which we've been finding out different people have said they're in bloom. So we're going to a spot that's supposed to be really loaded with them. And if we find them, we'll do a video on that later. But today we thought we'd just catch you up on some of the things that we've been doing and working on in our RV, and some things as long as we're here in Fredericksburg. We're leaving shortly, and we're going to be hitting back on the road again. That's going to be so exciting. It's going to be sad to leave, but it's going to be exciting to get back on the road again. So here's what we've been up to, including a new deck and adding the Texas history I hinted about in another video. Getting ready to put the new step in.
Getting ready is the key word. Key thought.
Key thought. So you're just going to tack it in place first?
I hope so.
Oh. And that's not going to show. The metal will cover it.
Does that matter?
Yay! All right, the new step is ready to go in. Do you want to tell us how this happened to come about?
My wife wanted a different step because the other one was covered with carpeting and it was not pretty.
Well, it was made out of particle board.
Didn't fit with the flooring that we have.
Yeah.
So our friend Rodney had some cabinet doors he brought in, and I think they're pecan. So it's a pretty nice wood.
Very pretty.
Yeah. And just had to cut them up. Of course, had to use Rodney's saws. And that worked out really well, too. Sure appreciate all of his help and his tools.
If you didn't see that video, I'll put a link to it up above. He helped us put the new flooring in, too. The new vinyl plank floor.
So I was able to get enough pieces out of that to put together this little nifty box. And it's fairly heavy, so it shouldn't move around too much. We get it anchored into place here. Do
you want to show, before you get it in too snug, do you want to show us what the underside looks like so they know how you put it together?
It's pretty bad.
Oh.
Well, it's not pretty. It's just kind of stuck together.
It's functional.
So we got the cleats in there and just...
that looks good. Why do you think that looks bad?
Just fit them together. Did not waste time gluing it or anything at this point, so it's serving the purpose, and it's plenty sturdy for us.
And those little round dots that were on there are felt, so it doesn't when we step down on it, it's not going to dig into the floor or anything. Right?
Yes.
Awesome.
That's the plan.
Awesome. I'll get a closer shot of it here.
Yeah, it's real pretty grain in the wood.
And it matches pretty much our cabinets and everything here in our house, so that's pretty nice. These are our cabinets with our new handles and hardware that we did. I'll put a link to that too. Yeah, it's shaping up. It's looking good. So just asking Gary how he's going to fasten that now against the wall.
That I'm not real sure of yet. There's a possibility of putting a cleat in the floor on the back side here. But I don't like the idea of putting screws into the floor.
Okay.
If I don't have to.
The old step only had 3 sides and it did not have a back on it. And that was screwed into the floor and everything. It was really a bugger to get out.
So I might do a corner thing on the bottom, just something to keep it from sliding away.
Okay.
That would probably do it.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
You've been figuring almost everything out. And our kitchen table, well, I'll be showing you pictures of that.
Yeah.
Next. This is our solution to the table.
It works.
So do I. Back that'll be against the window, and then this is the front that will show more. And we got these spindles at Fredericksburg trade days. I got 4 of them for $9. It was 4 for $12, and we did some negotiating. It was getting towards the end of the day. And she had a stack of them to sell yet. So they came from an old porch somewhere in Texas, and they were porch rails, and now they're going to be table legs. And the 2x4s were a gift. It was just some that Rodney had laying around, and so he gave them to us. And it was just, how many did you use? Just one?
2x4?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is...
1 2x4, and then where did this piece come from? Is that from Rodney too?
No, I actually bought that piece.
You bought that piece. So all total, how much have we put into this?
Well, that piece was like $4.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
But I used other parts of it for other things.
Okay, well, there you go. So it's still a very inexpensive fix to our table. Progress on the table. Gary added this little triangle piece in here with some L brackets so that it will stabilize these a little better when we move the table. And now he's putting some felt on them so they don't scratch the floor or anything. So we should be able to have our table back by tomorrow. Maybe even yet tonight. All right. I'm using the camp one for, what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? It's been a while. So this will be good. This will be a welcome change. Gary's just going to kind of get things in position here. He's going to put a hole in to get ready to put a small nail.
I'll put some glue on the back side to keep it in place. I hope.
This is the finished desk, and the last leg that we had 4, and the last leg was cut down so that it would fit because it was too big. So Gary just cut it down the center, and we still have to sand this down where the nail went in. I'm going to sand that down and then paint it, and it's finished. And then underneath we have our storage. That's all the more storage I needed, and then some. I got a couple things in there that are empty. But yeah, it's all done. And right here is a little thing that Gary put on there to keep things. It's got a little lip on it. That's going to keep things in place. For extra precaution, I put these things on. So we should be good to go down the road. Now all I need is a chair or a stool. I haven't decided what I'm going to put in here yet, but I'm kind of thinking a stool because then I could put it in sideways in there when we travel. So, on the lookout for that. Okay.
We are planning to replace the panel that was in front of here.
Which you have since cut up and have used for something else.
It's a wonderful footstool for the kitchen.
Yeah.
Dinette.
Yeah.
And then this is the hardware that came from the old panel that was there. So the plan is to put this, there are 3 of these, so one in the middle, one on each end of course, or close to the end. To have this attached to a board half this width. So we're going to bring it down to a 1x2 approximately. And then that'll run the length of it there, put another strip across the top, leave us openings to be able to put things in here and get them out, and make our couch fairly stable.
Okay.
Rather than starting to sag.
Okay.
Because I'm a little heavy in the middle, or the couch is. A little light in the middle.
So the problem with the panel that was on there, do you want to explain what happened with that, or why we decided to get rid of it?
Well, it had this fabric on it, and it was pretty much, you couldn't move it unless you lift the couch halfway up, and that was just too awkward. Mm-hmm. And we thought, well, we'll just put something across here that we may close up, or have a sliding door, or a door you can raise, so you wouldn't have to worry about always pushing this thing up.
Yeah.
That would make it easier to get in here. We can even put a cloth across here or something like that that could just slide open.
Okay.
All kinds of possibilities.
Yeah.
That'll be easier.
A cloth.
New and improved.
A cloth means sewing.
Yeah.
I would need to borrow a sewing machine again. Yeah, you can sew.
So what? No.
The old one was just particle board.
Yeah.
And I'll have Gary show you. That's the pipe that we're talking about, that these 3 things are going to clamp onto. This is the furnace here. So we don't want to be blocking that. But we keep different things stored under here. We just want to make things more accessible under there. We keep the little vacuum cleaner under there, but we probably won't be using that very much anymore now that we got the carpet out.
Yeah.
But we keep like summer shoes in there, or we keep a fan, a little space heater. Oh, the Mr. Buddy heater goes under there.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and that takes up quite a bit of room, and we don't have any outdoor storage that's big enough for the Mr. Buddy, so it has to go under the couch here. That's the only place it fits. That's what's happening with that. This is the new frame that Gary built for under the couch and to give it more support. Anyway, it was kind of bowing in the middle. So before he decided to put that back on, he thought and thought and thought about it and decided to do this instead. The really nice thing is that this is not part of the floor. This is actually nailed into that piece there, and then on the other side the same thing. So it is removable, just taking out those couple places there, but it really makes for a much different couch. Okay, it seems to sit much nicer. It doesn't squish down like it was. It pays to ask. There's a lot of building going on in this area, and they have been having these pallets up against this dumpster for like well over a week. And I told Gary, I said, I'd love to see if we could just get one. Well, today there were some workers around and they said, help yourself. So we got a couple of them. We're going to use one because every time it rains, this stays wet and the rug stays wet, and this way it'll just run through, and yay! I have a deck! We have a deck! Now we're adding a little light to the deck. Some little solar lights. It's really dark here at night, and when we're going in and out of the house or something, it's pretty dark, so we just thought, well, this would be kind of neat, even if we're like boondocking or something, and we can take this board with us. That would be pretty awesome. Wow, a deck with lights in one day. And by adding an addition to it, we can put a lawn chair on the other one.
Wait, there's more.
There is?
There are more pallets down there.
That's true. We could make a big square here.
We could do some two-stepping out in the front patio.
Whoa, you're talking dangerous there. That's the inside. We're all done with everything. Now it's starting to start working on the outside. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below. Ring that bell next to it. You'll be notified every time a new video comes up. Check out our Facebook page, Road to Faith. And until next time, God bless.